here with Randy Tinseth, VP of Marketing at Boeing Commercial Airplanes. Randy, after yesterday's 747-8 order, do you expect this to set up a new round of sales?
Well, I don't think there's any question that it was a big boost for our program yesterday with the sale of 5 747-8 Intercontinentals to Air China. Frankly, we think that we're at a very good point in terms of opportunities for the 747-8. We're entering a time in the aviation upcycle where airlines are starting to focus on long-range international travel. Second, we're at a point in the market where over the next 3 or 4 years we should see maybe 200, 300, 400 747-400s reach 20 years of age, which means they're likely for retirement. And finally, now with the airplane flying, airlines can see this airplane in operation. We think those things will help boost our potential opportunities over the next few years.
We hear a lot about new entrants. How worried should Boeing be about C919 and others?
Well, I think when you take a look at the single-aisle market, it's a huge market moving forward. Over 21,000 airplanes will be needed in that segment over the next 20 years. And clearly, with new entrants, they bring new technologies, they bring new ideas, and it makes everyone better. But frankly, you can't watch the competition to be successful. You have to do what you do best. And so for us to be successful, we have to keep close to our customers, continue to invest in new technologies, have the right strategy, and of course we've built more airplanes in this segment than anyone else, so we have to work every day to continually reduce the cost of production.
Okay. The situation in the Middle East is obviously affecting oil prices. What's your take on how this can affect the market going forward?
Well, there's no question that when you see such a significant rise in oil price, it really does put pressure on our customers in terms of profitability. About a third of an airline's operating cost or total cost is fuel price. Now, I think though this is happening at a time where we see strong demand in the marketplace for travel. IATA has now forecast that the world airlines fuel bill will go up about $10 billion this year, but they've only made a minor adjustment down in terms of airline profitability because they believe that demand will be strong, revenues will be able to go up, and airlines will manage capacity very well during this time frame. But clearly, it is something we're watching very carefully and very closely. It could have a long-term significant impact on the industry.
Okay. Can we expect the Boeing 797 to be announced at Paris this summer?
Now, what is a 797? I take it you're referring to the next generation of the 737, and frankly, what we're doing now is we have a great airplane in the 737. It's the world's most popular and successful single-aisle airplane. We're continuing to make it better. In fact, we have flight testing improvements in both the engine and the airframe right now to improve the performance another 2%. But as we look to the future, we have the opportunity to re-engine or put a new engine on the airplane in the future. We have the opportunity to look at what it might take to bring a new airplane to the marketplace. And we expect to announce our pathway forward sometime this summer.
So you haven't comprehensively ruled out a re-engined 737 then?
Well, I tell you, when we talk to our customers, we're getting a mixed reaction to a re-engineering the airplane or a new engine option for the airplane. Some customers are telling us, yes, we'd like anything that could improve fuel performance. We'd like that as soon as possible. Others are saying, don't touch today's airplane. And then we have customers in the middle that are saying, maybe the business case is somewhat marginal whether you should put a new engine on the airplane or not. What they're all telling us is take a really hard look at what you can do beyond just re-engineering. What kind of significant improvements can you bring to the market in a new airplane? So we're going to look at that very, very hard over the next several months and years ahead.
Okay. For any configuration of any new airliner, what's your take on twin aisles for that solution? Do you think that will be the next generation?
Well, that's one of the, I think that's one of the questions we have to answer yet. What will that cross-section look like as we go forward? I mean, frankly, if you make the airplane a little wider, you add a second aisle, you can have the potential of improving turn time and maybe get one more flight per day, which would be a significant advantage to our customers. You also have the ability to make the airplane a little bit more comfortable. But on the downside, if you make a twin aisle small airplane, you pay a bit of a price in terms of efficiency, and that's one of those questions we have to answer with our customers over the coming months. But the cross-section of the airplane is yet to be determined.
Any thoughts on what power plant a new Boeing single aisle or even twin aisle might use? Are all options on the table, including open rotor?
I think that it's more than likely an open rotor won't be available for this airplane at this time. I think there's some significant technical issues with that type of engine, so we're looking at more conventional engines as we go forward.
We hear a lot about China's massive growth potential, but how open is the market really? Do you expect high-speed rail and also the C919 to impact your sales in the country?
Well, I'll tell you, when we look at China over the next 20 years, we see a market of over 4,300 airplanes, about $480 billion. It's a market that is centered around the single market demand. You know, clearly we see it as a market where we can grow, our competition in Airbus can grow, and frankly, it's a market that can probably accommodate one or more future competitors.
Okay, you've dismissed the A320neo, yet it seems to be doing quite well in sales, so why is this?
Well, I think the Neo is our competitors' attempt to match the value advantage we have in the marketplace. And so we're just looking at what we can do next to make our airplane even better than that aircraft.
Okay. And finally, we're here obviously in Hong Kong at the Asian Aerospace Show. What does the Asia Pacific market mean to Boeing?
Well, Asia Pacific market going forward will be the largest marketplace in the world. About 35% of future demand will be here in Asia. Of course, that's going to be driven by the emerging developing markets in Southeast Asia, South Asia, as well as China. So for us, this is the future.
Thank you very much for your time.